everybody. I'm Steph.
I'm Michael.
And today we have our recap of last week.
That's right.
That's cool. So today is July 6th. We're in a new month. We just did our top 10 on Wednesday. So since the new month has started, I've learned a ton of games. I think already 10 games.
I'm at 10.
So thanks to holidays, we got games played.
That's right. So before we start, let's go ahead and thank all of the publishers that gave us games. We will say during the stream whether something is provided by a publisher or whether we pulled it from generally our shelf of unplayed opportunities, which is actually the workout room of unplayed opportunities because we have games stacked on the floor this tall,
That's
literally. But those publishers did not give us those games in exchange for being mentioned in this video. They gave them to us because they know we like to play all the games. So let's get right to it. What did we play?
Well, so Monday, we'll start with Monday. We played on the Game Guildies. We played several hands of...
Because we are half of the Game Guild.
We are half of the Game Guildies who stream Monday nights with Wigsby Check and Duchess.
Yes.
And we played the crew, Mission Deep Sea.
That's
and
right.
We started our campaign, and I think we made it like 6 or 7 levels deep. Anyway, I am so happy to be playing the crew again because I love the crew. It is
7 missions.
One of my most played games. It is my most played game in my phone app, but I know it's not my most played game of all time. Like, I think we played more games of the mind, for instance. Like, we played hundreds of games of the mind.
Yes. But nothing will beat the one that we won.
Not at all.
Which we really ought to have framed somewhere up here, but
it's downstairs. I could see
I know. It's every time we go downstairs, we see our win.
I like it.
Yeah.
So I still love it. I'm glad we're playing it. So
absolutely. So the crew Mission Deep Sea is now available on Board Game Arena. So be sure to check that out and support Board Game Arena. For a very small fee, you can become a member.
That's right.
And you can then invite anybody to premium games.
Yeah.
Even people who are not members. You don't have to be a member to play some of the games. You don't have to be a member to be invited to games. But in order to invite people to premium games, you have to be a BGA member. Actually, I should get a referral link.
We should.
In order to put onto the stream, so those of you who do not have a BGA account or are not members can use us as referrals. So
yeah, we don't have one yet, but
that's right. We should get one. But yeah, highly recommend playing the crew. What is it? What is the first one called?
Deep Sea.
Mission Deep.
Quest for
Planet 9.
Yeah.
And the sequel, Crew Mission Deep Sea. But you do not have to have played one before you play the other.
No.
They have just taken the same mechanics for the first and put it into a new way of doing things for the second. I will play either of them at any time.
Hey, Aldi.
Hey, Aldi.
We're doing our recap of games we played last week. So we're on Monday, and during Game Guildies, we played the crew. But after Game Guildies, you went and played Blood on Clock Tower.
Yes.
So he's got a little group that plays sometimes on Mondays.
Yep. Wigsby Check 1, 2, along with
several friends of the area.
Yeah.
And while you were doing that, I twisted Dan's arm into playing a game with me on BGA. And I said, he's like, I'll play anything. I'm like, oh, really? So I made him play Fate of Fellowship, the Lord of the Rings Pandemic, the new one that's coming out.
The Pandemic System version.
Yeah, but it's like super deep. I first played it with Aldi, and it's so good.
I haven't played it yet.
I know. Look, even Dan doesn't like co-ops, generally says it was good. That's like a so good.
Further,
that's like a so good.
Dan usually says
it's fine.
It was fine. If you hear Dan up here, BGG Tool, if you hear Dan say it was good, check mark it. It was good.
That means it's good. It's really good. But I will say, for those who look for like a pandemic like game, I would say it's much more involved. So you have to go in knowing that it's going to be a little bit more deep than you might initially think. Because pandemic is pretty easy to
Right.
easy to win necessarily, but it's easy to understand and play.
Did somebody compare it to Star Wars: The Clone Wars, which is also a pandemic system?
Sure. I mean, I feel like it's even more deep than that.
Nice.
There's like a lot of like moving parts, if you will. So
I'm sure I will put it up to the top of my list.
it's one of the best games this year for sure.
Despite having a strong July, I got to say, July has. We've had some. I said yesterday we've had some bangers already this month.
We've played some good games, fortunately, because yeah. But I will say that it's definitely, I can't wait to play it in person. It is nice to play it online just because it does all of the like moving of the bad guys and things are happening, and it does it all for you online. So it is found on BGA, but it's only a limited time on BGA. So if you're looking to play it before its release, be sure to try it on BGA because again, so good.
Legend says I was already planning to buy it, but now I can say I am buying it because Dan said it was good.
That's right.
That's right. That's a recommendation right there. So Legend says that he has all three of the crew. So
It's the family.
is
the
it the
crew.
family
Yeah.
the crew family edition?
Just came out, so
We played
we
it
played
in April.
like half of it. We played through half of it.
Yeah.
We didn't play through the whole thing.
That said, I gotta say it's pretty easy.
It was pretty easy.
For people who are used to the crew,
It is made for the family, right?
It's-
So it's for kids.
it
Starts off real easy, like not like no.
it's
You're just gonna lose. Like
you're just learning mechanics at that point.
so, but I will play the rest of it if we get the chance.
For sure.
So, okay, so now we're on the next day, or
Actually, I've got three more on that day. With that,
late.
we played late.
That's right. We played.
Oh yeah, because
he stopped playing.
I played only one game of Blood on the Clock Tower.
Right.
And I came downstairs and said, "Let's play some stuff."
That's right.
So we played this little card game pack that we picked up somewhere along the way called Wei Long. And
It's supposed to come with dice, but it's just like a pack of like 5 cards or something.
yeah, I think it used to be print and play on BGG, and I ended up acquiring a copy that had really well done cards with great graphics. So we've got tons of dice. I've got one of those bag of holding sets of dice. If you have not seen this before, I think it's from like Wiz Dice. It's a big bag of dice, like this big around, cloth bag of dice. And they tend to have sets in it. You're not guaranteed sets, but you generally do get sets. You don't pick the colors, but there's like 14 sets of like 7 dice sets in this bag of holding. And so we got tons of dice. Plus I've got some dice cubes from Cheswick. So that's what we used. So what you have to do is you're trying to roll dice. Either so there are 5 brothers, 1 through 5, and brother number 1 is trying to roll all ones, or a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 always kills a dragon. Brother 2 wants to roll 5 2s, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Every time you roll, you have to have rolled your number. And if you roll a 6, every brother has a special power that they can activate. Well, we go back and forth like that. I do a set of rolls. She does a set of rolls until 5 things is rolled, or you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in which point you are stuck with the remaining dice. And it was fine.
Yeah,
You could easily do this on Friend and Play on Board Game Geek if you wanted to play it.
Yeah, it's a dice game.
It's a dice game.
I mean, you're luck of the dice. It's just
it is.
There's no like strategy really. It's not the best. Not the best.
I agree, Legends.
Since we're still in June,
yes,
we ended up playing a few more games to my June list.
Yes.
So we played a game called Rebus,
Rebus.
which is from Thunder Griff.
Thunder Griff. Thunder Glyph.
Griff.
Hold on a second.
Griff games.
Thunder Griff.
They a bunch of these little small box games that play two players, and I picked them up in random places along the way because we played 2 players. I wanted to try them. They say 20 minutes on the box, and so far we played this one in EIO.
IO.
IO.
EIYO.
EIO. EIO.
Hey yo. Hey yo.
Of the collection, and I will say the rules are not great for both of them. So doesn't bode well for the next batch of them. But I think Rebus was particularly not great. Mostly because you're trying to stop the other player from getting points.
So
you're really not putting much to your own because they're going to just block you.
So you are trying to create sets, books on a shelf, though instead of being long ways, they're vertical instead of horizontal, but whatever. So you put the cards out. They're the cards from 0 to 9. You can play cards of the same or either one card or more of the same value, 1 card or 2 cards to your tableau. Or I can play to her tableau. The key is to not make the shelf overflow past 13, I think it is. 13, your shelf's cut off. But I can't close my own shelf unless I've closed off her shelf at one point. Whenever I'm playing cards to one set or the other, I can make my stuff positive and her stuff negative. And ultimately, the negative points and the closing each other down seemed very much take that.
Yeah, so I didn't feel like I had much control over what I was doing because you can't go over a certain amount on your shelf.
Right. And if you don't draw those cards,
it feels weird to me. So I was like, I don't like this. I don't like the game. It's not
high random, low strategy.
Yeah.
And I do like random, but you got to be able to at least have some interesting decisions.
Yeah. I did like the next one slightly more.
Ayo.
It is a cooperative game if you're playing with 2 people, but it does play solo. So maybe, I know you weren't a big fan of this, so maybe it is better as a solo game.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to manage these decks of cards, and there's people coming at you, and
so you're a samurai.
You're trying to fend off or defend or whatever the area. And so
as a so basically you are playing solo. You are in the center of 4 groups of cards, 1 to each of your 4 corners, right? And you are trying to defend them coming at you. Either you spend a card to kill the warrior in front of you, or you use it to block the entire set of warriors on that side. The thing is if you block the set of warriors, then none of the cards do damage and the top card is discarded and you don't get any honor for it. The goal is to survive and get honor. You have to do both to win the game. And ultimately, it's just a big puzzle. Unfortunately, it's a puzzle where sometimes there is no solution. Like, when you're playing solitaire with cards, sometimes you just get a bad draw. I think that's how I felt with our game, is that either it's really tough to win and sometimes you can be dealt an unwinnable hand. Because it seemed like every set of warriors we had to deal with, it was the worst possible scenario. So
yeah, so with 1 player, I think you get fewer cards in the deck or something. I don't remember.
There's fewer spots, so yeah,
it might be more manageable. I don't really know, but I can see why it's probably the most highly rated of the collection because I liked it. It's definitely a challenge. I don't know if you'll ever win it, but um, for a small little game, I mean, it was okay. It was good.
It was
Fine.
it was fine.
It's fine. It's passable.
I'm glad to have played it.
Yeah.
But I mean that's with most games.
And then sweet Amy and I played a game of Mega Jackpot. We've been playing it because we're addicted to gambling.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, I think it was so great, especially on Board Game Arena. I don't know, it's just fun. So more of that is definitely getting played. I'm happy because I really enjoy it. I think it's one of the better little card games recently, and I highly recommend it.
Yeah, it's super light and super push your luck.
I know, and I like both
So,
of those things.
Um, it is high randomness, but also it does give you interesting decisions.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's not like I'm just
If you have a 7
Yeah.
on the board and you see 1 7 up there, or you see an apple on the board and 2 apples up there, you could go for the apples, or maybe you go for the 7 and maybe a 7 will reveal itself.
you never know.
You know, maybe you go big.
And that's you.
Me.
Yeah.
If you get your apples laying around, you can just throw them and roll again. It's fine. I love it. I think it's great. I went to game night on Tuesday and we started with Castle Combo.
I kick people in the head on Tuesday.
Yeah, you don't come to game night.
I don't come to game night.
So
I do some on rare occasions when we're not having taekwondo, which not often on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
It does happen.
So we usually play a quick game as we wait for people to show up, and this time we chose Castle Combo.
Mhm.
Why not? It's
Castle
great.
Combo has been, and which is available on BGA.
Also, yeah, I know I've been playing it there too, but
It has become the really quick filler game for a lot of your groups.
yeah, I mean it's great. It's a crowd pleaser.
Yeah.
Most people like it. Whereas Far Away, not everybody likes Far Away. I still love Far Away, but
Is Castle Combo, I would assume you could put this in a quiver instead of keeping it in the Castle Combo.
there's like a big bag of tokens that go with it.
Right, you'd have to put the tokens
Yeah,
in the quiver,
like ideal.
but you could.
You could.
You could.
You could. You could.
You know what? You know what
What?
Aldi needs to carry? Since they carry the quiver in the Board Game Geek store,
Right.
maybe, just think about this, having quiver component boxes that are the exact size of the cards. You could have your Castle Combo cards and then the components for Castle, for whatever size box. You know, you'd have a small, medium, or large size component box that you put in the quiver. I think that is, there's something there. Hey, Time Roller.
Time Roller, it sounds like.
I don't know if they do. They might.
Oh, no, Legends.
They might be too thick, is what I'm worried about, Aldi.
Legends is
Otherwise,
the of Pandasaurus games.
Yeah.
Castle Combo, Far Away, Pixies, and Flip 7 the op, but still. Flip 7 is on my list here, but we'll get to it, I guess.
That's right. Aldi says, with my idea, do the Game Genic boxes work?
Oh, yeah, likely.
I think that they might, but they might also be slightly too thick for the quiver. I don't know. It would be an interesting thing to try.
If they actually fit in there.
Yeah.
That would be good.
That would be a good idea. We're still on game night.
Yeah, game night. We played Janguo again.
Janguo.
Again. Because
like last week.
The week before we had played it, and then this week David and Amy were here, and David's like, "How about this one?" I'm like, "I would play it again."
What's it like to play a game multiple times?
I mean, it's crazy. 2 weeks in a row at game night. That's like unheard of. Jonathan liked it because he could solidify the rules. You know, he had just learned it the week before, so he's like, "Yeah, let's play it." So it was a lot of fun. It was great. It's fun to play games multiple times. And that
we don't get to do that nearly often enough.
No, that's why I like going to different game nights, because I learned something here, like stamp swap or resurgence, and I'm gonna bring it to game night and play with other people. And then we played Castle Raisers. Remember that it's actually downstairs. We need to play. I need to bring it back up. But I've been bringing it to game nights because I want to play it. And so Castle Raisers.
Oh, so you're gonna kill me when we play on stream.
No.
Keep that in mind for the predictions.
I still don't win.
Yeah, but you probably beat me.
I want to try it with different.
I had a really good strategy, and you still beat me.
I had a good strategy too. His strategy was to beat me up. My strategy was to take it and get points otherwise.
My strategy, I didn't beat you up. The Wolves beat you up.
Yeah, but you sent them my way. I wanted to try it with a different player count. So we played with 4 people. Jonathan felt hosed because he was going last the whole time. He didn't get a choice of tiles.
You know how you fix that?
3 players.
Nope.
How do you fix it?
It intentionally take things with the pig on it.
Yeah, but he couldn't because they would be taken.
Yeah. So if one of the first few players takes pig, then
right, and so that was his complaint.
And that's it. And to be fair,
get good.
Get good. Shelby is not wrong. That's.
I said, but that whining.
But that was one of
still won.
that was one of my complaints is that you kept taking the pig, and that forced me into substandard options. Like I got the 3rd best tile every time.
Right.
In a 2-player game.
If I was killing the 2nd best tile, but I don't. Yes, I understand.
Leaving with only the attack ones.
I think it's probably a great 3-player game because the 3rd person will have an option of 2, and that's probably good. But I still think it's better with more people than 2 players because I don't love the wolf rules for 2 players, though I understand it.
Yeah, so, I like what it's trying to do.
Me too. It
might have some holes, but we'll see.
I know, but it's also very fast.
Yes,
and it feels like an attacky kind of game, but it's really not. I mean, yeah, it's not. It doesn't feel that like painful to be attacked. So I don't know. I still like the game, and I want to try it with 3 players.
Sure.
Some game night in the future. And we ended with let's go to Japan because why not? It's a great game
that we recently played on stream.
Yeah, we did, and I put it on the table thinking Amy remembered the game, but she really didn't. So I had to explain the game.
What?
But it's not that hard. It was fine. And online I've been playing Next Station London with her because I say yes when people invite me to games, especially Next Station London, as long as they don't mind getting beat. That's what I say every week now because it's so fun. I love Next Station London. It's so good. I love it.
So, do you accept friend requests?
Sure. But
guess what? Her username.
You'll have to
Board Gamer Steph.
You'll have to announce yourself unless you're obviously your same username.
Yeah.
Because
say where let her know where you
request, and I'm like, I don't know any of these names. So.
Yeah. So if you've put in a pending request and you want to play games with Steph, just let her know where you saw her. Maybe that's enough.
See, Joey's like, I should have rewatched before played. She kicked my butt. Oh, I love it.
That's pretty awesome when we get our friends here to meet our friends there.
It's awesome.
In the chat. And, they get to be good friends. I think Amy Duchess and Sweet Amy are now best friends, always together. Yeah. And now Jelfia and Sweet Amy.
Jelfia, I won Next Station London against you once. I know. That's good. You kicked my butt. Well, so I have bad days sometimes. I think everybody has bad days.
Everybody has bad days. But Next Station London is your go-to.
Yeah.
All right. What's next?
Zooloretto.
Yes, we played Zooloretto together on
stream.
Stream, yes.
It's been a long time since I played Zooloretto.
And we played it without having played this version. That said, it's the same thing with new graphics.
It's what I remember. And so that leads me to believe I think the game's fine.
Yes, I agree.
I do enjoy the game, and I think new players coming into the hobby should definitely play it because
Yes, absolutely.
it doesn't offer too many overhead rules, and it's streamlined, and you get the animals, and it's cute, but ultimately it's not a game that really excites me all that much nowadays, I guess.
You would have seen it, Legends, if you had been here on Wednesday.
Yeah, we streamed the Zularetto.
That's right.
So do you still feel the same, or you still like it?
No, I like it, but so that was I would assume this is one of the games that when Zularetto was new. Oh yeah, let's get Zularetto because I mean, let's be fair, there were not nearly as many games coming out then as there are now.
It's true.
Kickstarter wasn't really
Right.
a big thing or anything. I don't even remember when Kickstarter even started, but it certainly wasn't 2007. So, but yeah, it has held up, but it is a fine game, but it is not a new to us game.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Then we also had played Manhattan Project War Machine, which
on stream.
Yeah, which I think we're pretty much done with at this point.
Yeah, it has some good ideas in there. I love the following mechanic.
Look at that. Interesting.
Kickstarter started 2009. Yeah, and then how long did it take to get fully accepted? That's another story for another day, but
which decade does it belong? It's
clearly the teens.
Clearly the teens.
Clearly. Okay.
I know.
Though I enjoy what the game does. Playing 2-player was fine. I think maybe it'll be more interesting with 3 players. But yeah, I've played what I need to play of it. It was a fine game, but I don't think I need to keep it.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too.
Yes.
Online, there were a couple more games I played. I played Break the Code with some friends back on the East Coast, and it was funny because I tied with Adam and Kim for the win, so Joel lost, and so now Joel hates the game.
See, when I lose a game,
no, just kidding. It's just
I could win a game and I'm gonna be like, this is not for me, and I can lose a game and go be like, yeah, that's really good. Losing a game does not affect my enjoyment of the game.
No,
the game affects my enjoyment of the game.
Break the Code's a weird game because you ask a question and then everybody has to answer it. So it's what's in your third position, or do you have any consecutive numbers in a row? And you're trying to figure out the hidden response of the 4 numbers that aren't in play. So it's you're giving information to everybody as you ask questions. So you want to be sneaky with your questions and not help them get any
because of Break the Code, it's a code, right?
Yeah.
It's not everyone has a different code like it is with 2 players.
Right, but I'm trying to figure out it's everybody has a code that I'm trying to figure out. So if I can figure out their code, I can figure out the actual code that I'm trying to figure. Right. I don't know everybody's information, but if I know that the 9s are in Adam's hand and Joel's hand, then I know it's not in the main 4-digit code. So it's like a weird sort of, I don't know. I think it's fine. I'll continue to play games when people, invite me to something like that, but I don't really pick it going forward. Arc Nova, I won.
Good job.
Always happy to play some Arc Nova on BGA. The game's Arc Nova is a great game, but it's not in my top 10 or anything. It's not. It's probably in
top 50.
Probably in my top 50. Yeah.
That's fair. Probably mine too.
But I don't
Still, out of how many games you've played, top 50? That's pretty high.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's still an always want to play game. Top 50?
I will play.
Top 100.
For sure.
Always want to play. Assuming you've played 100 games out there. So
sure. We to be fair, we both learned 10 games this month, so we do have a top 10.
We do have a top 10 already. So that's always the joke at the start of the month. It's we'll play a game and we'll be like,
game of the month. It's the only game.
That's. But it's every month. And the joke never gets old.
It's every month.
Because it's like, this is in my top 10 now, but it won't be for long.
Unless you learn only 10 games.
Yes.
Which is
And some months,
unlikely to happen.
I don't know, some months it feels like it.
Yeah. We haven't learned like under like 25 in a long time.
Spoiler alert, though, you will hear about the 10 games that we played this month. And there's a lot. There's a lot of bangers I love.
Starting with the next one was my first. No, not that.
Not that one.
No, I went to Thursday night meetup. I play more sometimes than you. License to Krill, because it comes in a whale plushie.
Yeah.
And then you have to like feed cards to it. You unzipper his mouth, and he's got little like zipper mouth teeth. You feed cards to it. The game is really not good. It's like, one of those
top game of the month right now. There it is.
Yeah.
Number one game.
It was my first one that I learned of the month.
And so it's in the top 10 now, is what you're saying.
Yeah. But you could safely not play it and be fine. And then since we had 6 people, we didn't play any of the games that I wanted to play, like Castle Raisers and stuff. But we did play The Gang with 6. It's always crazy to teach 3 new people how to play poker and play with 6 people. So what did Legend say?
Someone told Legends that he should review board games because he has better taste than some reviewers out there. Here's the thing, Legends. The reason that is because A, you watch shows like this. B,
yeah, you pick what you
and this is the important part.
Yeah.
You play a lot of games. In order to be a good reviewer and, in my opinion, a good designer, you must for both of these things play a lot of games. And I don't mean just play a lot of good games. Anybody can do that. You also got to play a lot of bad games because you've got to see you've got to see the flaws and go, I don't like that. I don't need to put that in my design for designers. I don't like that thing in the rules. You need to know that as a reviewer. So they're not wrong, Legends.
Yeah.
Because you know games.
Yeah.
And, I mean, really, this is a game news podcast, ultimately.
Yeah.
You're learning about what's out there.
Yeah, see?
Exactly. And that's why you would make a good reviewer. So.
For sure.
And then you play.
So we played The Gang with 6, 3 newbies. It was.
And you lost.
I'm like, what table talk going on here? Well, no, then the last 2 rounds, Brian got up to talk to other people, but we continued to play with 5, and then we won with 5. So we just.
When Brian got up?
It's your fault. So that's what happened. I taught them Alibis, which is a great game. We lost really badly, but it was still a lot of fun. I like Alibis because it's a take on Codenames where everybody gets to participate at the same time. It's a co-op game, so you have to really try and think of a good clue. Like, what would you give for a clue for orange and boat?
Orange and boat.
I sit there. I'm like, I have no idea. I have nothing. I couldn't think of anything. I almost did sunrise.
There is a brand out there called Banana Boat. So if you said banana, here's the thing. What other words are out there? That's the big thing.
Yeah.
What can you say to get someone to think of both things?
Yeah.
Banana boat and banana and orange.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I ended up doing slice and no one got it. So I'm like, yeah.
Fruit slice.
Mostly because I was trying to think of boat names and I could only think of slice of life. And that's all I could think of. I'm like, I got nothing. So it didn't help the team. Nope. But it was fun. It was fun.
No, be sure to
The challenge.
be sure to check out our video for alibis to see what that's all about.
Yeah, do it. And we ended with a couple games of Flip 7, which has been another kind of go-to game. I actually don't have a copy, but I'm happy to play other people's copies. I'm happy to play it on Board Game Arena. It's definitely a good, very good for new players.
Yeah. We've played it on the Guildies, and I mean it's quick and easy and fun. So
Yeah.
Did we play it on this stream?
Yeah.
I didn't know if we had played it on this stream.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we played it with people.
We did. I know we definitely played it.
On stream.
Yeah. For sure. So we do have a video.
And you can play it on BGA.
Yep. And then because I was playing with Jill and Brian, I invited them to come over on 4th of July. So they came over the next day after she got off work. But before that, Michael and I learned a game. So your game number 1 that you learned.
My game number 1 of July.
That he learned.
Number 1 game of the month. Resurgence.
Yeah.
So, this game involves there's a lot. The theming reminds me of This War of Mine.
Yeah.
But this is not co-op. This is competitive.
Yeah.
You're trying to survive the best in this radioactive wasteland. So yeah, when I played this game, this was like, this is going to be a good month. If games are like this, it's going to be a great month. So I really enjoyed Resurgence. If you enjoy apocalyptic wasteland sort of games,
like the theme. So the theme is not pulling me in. I am pulled in by the mechanics, which is a bag building type of game where you have workers ranked 1, 2, and 3 essentially. And these workers can go into different positions on the board. And
so yeah, you can assign workers to one of 3 areas: the metro area, the harbor area, and the warehouse, which is basically your own board. And then you're gonna compete by placing these workers on the board. But if you go where everybody else is, then you're gonna end up paying more. But if you didn't plan for that, you're gonna end up with not everything that you wanted. I love hidden worker placement. I love bag building.
Well, it's really interesting how you assign your workers, because you want to get the actions you want and need, but you're also looking to get majorities of the areas to get boost on these tracks. So
yes,
interesting way to allocate what you're going to do.
Yeah, and with your resources, you open up areas in your warehouse, which lets you do other things, including taking people from one area and moving them to another area sometimes. Like my Metro guys can go into the warehouse or vice versa.
I had that ability.
It gives you so much flexibility. And you're recruiting people to be part of your group, which sometimes when you place people on the board, if it's a normal laborer, he's not going to get that much. If you've got maybe a researcher or a builder, they're going to get more resources or build for cheaper or whatever the case. It's great.
Yeah.
Yes, you do need to buy, or at least play first. Resurgence Legends for sure.
I think you would really like it, Legends. So definitely look into it. I think Time Rollers played it too, so we'll be playing it here soon. Maybe tonight, maybe Wednesday. But it's super cool. I really enjoy all the actions. You're trying to complete missions. The more missions you can complete, the more like income you can get. So you're paying a lot of resources for these missions to complete them, but they're actually going to pay off in the end. So it's a tricky balance because you want to unlock more of your warehouse to get to. So it's really it's awesome. I really liked it.
I think you won, but again, me winning or losing a game does not affect my enjoyment of the game at all. It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
So.
And then
it will. I'm not certain it'll make my top 10. I'm fairly confident though.
I'm fairly confident.
Yes.
We would have to be playing like amazing games between here and now.
Well, that's part of the problem. Here it is. What is this? July 6th. And we have already played some knockout games.
Yep.
Let's continue with backstories.
Backstories. We played when Brian and Jill got there, got to our house. I'm like, I think they might like this, so let's give it a go. I didn't even realize what type of game it was.
There are actually several. There are, what, 3 or 4 of these at least.
Yeah, so it's kind of like an escape room.
Yeah,
It's like kind
it
of
is.
choose your own story almost.
Yes.
You have to make good decisions.
So this is called, this adventure was called the Emerald Wedding Anniversary. We actually have it right here.
Yeah,
everything,
quick video.
everything you need is right here.
Yeah.
But yeah, and based on what happens, then you get to learn about the story. You could probably play this through multiple times, but once you've played through it once, you mostly know the story. Here's the thing, though. There were half the cards we had not seen.
Yeah, it's probably 1/3 of the cards.
We don't know everything that could happen.
Or if they don't really rate you at the end. Like, you could lose, I suppose, but they didn't say, like, you get 5 stars out of 5 stars or something. Like,
this is rated 3 out of 5 difficulty. It says type secret agent humor. It has secret agent humor things, I would say.
Aldi's like, that's always my issue with these games. I want to see it all.
I know, right? You're like, what would have happened if we had used our X-ray glasses to scan the security guard?
Or whatever.
Or whatever it is. We don't know. Oh, maybe we should have talked to this person. Here's the thing. If you do something, sometimes you will set into motion things that will end that scene and you're moving on to the next. So,
it's
small spoiler, we got taken away from the main area where we were. We were escorted away and we're like, okay, we really wanted to do this thing over here and now we can't get what we want. And it's really good. It's really well done.
We could guess what we might have missed, but
yes,
I'm happy with how it played out, and I'm happy with the game. I would play others because I enjoyed our time.
Yes, I would absolutely play others.
Yeah, it wasn't like anything felt broken or like disjointed or anything. It felt like a good, choose your own way game, and it was good.
You know what we haven't done?
No.
We haven't said which of these games were provided by the publishers. This obviously provided by La Boîte de Jeux. Zula Rudder provided by Rio Grande. Manhattan Project War Machine by Grail Games. Resurgence by Portal. All of these provided by the publisher.
Castle Razors by
Castle Razors. Yes.
Janguo, sorry, we're French. Mega Jackpot, Randolph, I think. Castle Combo, Panasaurus.
But at least say that they're provided by the publisher. That's the...
Yeah, just assume they were.
If we don't say, assume they gave.
Assume everything was. Because probably at one point. Like, even though I play the crew online, they provided it to us a million years, like, whenever it came out.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Aldi, I've not played Vantage yet. Dying to play Vantage. Looks really great.
And then?
It looks like we played Aqua Garden.
Yeah, we did. At least that's what I have next.
So...
The really funny story.
This is a pretty funny story. This was also provided by the publisher. It's going to Kickstarter. This is the 2nd edition. Let me start off by saying that. We will have to send it on, but they will provide it after the fact. Super cute.
This is the first in a series of 3 games, as you can see from the number 1 down here on the bottom.
We have the other 2 we haven't played yet.
Funny story. I often forget games, at least the titles of games that we have played, that Steph and I have played, and I'll be like, have we played that? And Steph will be like, yeah, you've already played it. Yeah, we played that back 3 months ago. Yeah, we played that 2 weeks ago. I'm like, what? And so when Brian and Jill came over, Brian said, no, we've played this before at Tennessee Game Days, and Jill hated it. Jill's like, what?
What? I've never played this game, is what she said. She said it multiple times.
And we opened it up, and Brian is like, yeah, you do this, and you go around, and he's actually saying how the game is played.
He played it.
He has clearly played it with his other wife, I guess. And Jill is like, no, I didn't hate it because I've never played it, and is really funny. So in Aqua Garden, you are taking Takedo style movement, meaning
It's called time.
what?
The time track mechanic.
Takedo.
It's not the Takedo mechanic. It's the time track mechanic.
No, time tracks are different.
No.
If you are the last in line, you take the next action. And that's how it goes. You can take a farther action in most of these type of games, but then you're waiting a long time. No, a time track is where you have a timer. This is not a timer.
Nuh-uh.
No.
Look at BGG.
BGG can say what it says. I'm going to call it. If I'm going to call it anything, and I'm not going to call it the Takedo mechanic, I'm going to call it the furthest back mechanic. That's what I'm going to call it. So, in an Aqua Garden, you have an aquarium with 6 tanks in it. And you are trying to fill up those tanks with fish. Yeah, I know, you're saying time track. The farthest back mechanic, you're trying to fill up your tanks with fish. Certain fish live with other fish. You can only have so many fish in a tank.
No fish with sharks.
No fish with sharks. Yes. So, yeah, there's no honor among thieves. Okay, so the Neuland mechanic.
I don't know if I played.
And everybody has their own goal. You can only put fish into the tank where your worker's standing. It is a basic draft the thing on the track sort of mechanic.
Move your guy, put the fish in the bowl.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
It's cute.
Yeah, it's cute. I don't know if it's really doing anything different. I feel like
I like how it does it. It's fine.
Yeah, it seems kind of basic, so good for new players to. It's not deep. It's not like super deep.
Yeah, it's light.
So, I liked it. We'll play it for sure.
Yeah.
You like the whale? I like the whale.
I like the whale.
It's so cute. So cute. So cute.
4 points. 4 points.
And then what game do we want to end the day with?
And we ended it with, I gotta say, I've always loved Arkham Horror.
I know.
I do. This is the weird thing about me. I don't care a thing about the Cthulhu mythos. Not a thing. I am not a Lovecraftian sort of person.
I like it.
I don't care for the monsters. I don't care for the time period, the 1920s, 1930s. Don't care a thing for it. I tend to love those games, though. Elder Sign, Arkham Horror, Eldritch Horror.
You would like Mansions of Madness.
Mansions of Madness. I played first edition and didn't like it. I read about second edition and know I will love it when I play it.
You will.
For sure. So, my question was, what makes this different from second edition? And now I know.
We played the third edition for those following.
Yes. The third edition introduces certain scenario setups. For example, if you are the first introductory game and is by no means just an introduction, it is against Azathoth, and that means you're going to have particular events and a particular board setup, which is what makes it different. One of the things that makes it different from second edition.
Right, one of the things.
Second edition had monster tiles coming from a monster bag, a monster cup. And now they are monster cards that are placed on the board. The second edition had mythos cards Instead of Mythos cards, you now have a Mythos bag from which you will draw tokens. And the token mix is going to be different depending on the adventure that you use. And some of the things you draw can make certain events happen, certain headlines, certain monsters come out. So you don't really have gates or gate burst in the same way that you do in second edition. In my opinion, it is a complete redo of second to where they are altogether different instances of Arkham Horror. If you asked me what is Arkham Horror, the way I think of it, I would say both, but they're totally different.
It definitely felt different to me. I will say that Arkham Horror was my gateway game.
And you hated it.
And I hate it so much that there's got to be other games out there to play. Because I've always enjoyed board games, but never to like the big strategy extent. And then I would be thrown into several games of Arkham Horror in a single day. And I'm like, there's got to be other games out there. So I hated co-ops for the longest time, mostly because of Arkham Horror. But I enjoy Arkham Horror, and I wanted to see what the new one offered.
So. Now enjoy Arkham Horror.
Sure. It's still not my favorite. I would rather play something like Matches of Madness.
You need to play Arkham Second with me at some point.
Probably, but...
So, we played a lot of Arkham Second. There used to be an Arkham Horror Companion app, and I maintain an old iPad just for that. Literally. Because it has all of the cards there. You don't have 24 different decks of cards, which Arkham Third does not have. At least, not to my... Well, I mean, you do have the cards in the neighborhood.
There's tons
but there's not as...
There's more decks in Arkham.
There's more in Arkham Second.
Yeah.
We had a side table.
Yeah.
For all the cards.
For side tables and all the things, and there was like a lot.
But you don't need it with that companion app. It's no longer available, sadly. It's completely off the store. If you update your iPad or iOS device, it will no longer work. That's why I maintain an old version of an iPad somewhere in this house if I ever needed it again.
That's old.
Anyway, we played, my game design partner and I played Arkham like 20 times and never lost. Never lost. Mm-hmm. We added in all the expansions, and for 10 times we never won after adding in the expansions.
It's tough.
Yeah. But we needed that difficulty boost.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, I say all that to say I loved Arkham Second. I also love Arkham Third, and one does not fire the other for me. For other people, it may be different.
I will say it was frustrating because we got the deluxe rule book or whatever. We have that, and it did the counts didn't line up.
The component counts.
So that's really frustrating.
You would think the deluxe rule book would be more correct than the standard, but that's not the case.
So that was a bit disappointing.
Yep. We do have the special dice. There are some special dice that a user on BGG, actually, now he's a friend of mine, if it's who I think it is, got some custom Arkham dice made. And I had some once upon a time, but since Sean had all the sets, I did not keep my copy. And so I sold my custom dice. Or maybe it was that I gave my custom dice to him, which is now, his daughters now have that. I no longer have everything I had for Arkham Second, so I did not have those custom dice. Well, we picked up a copy of Arkham Horror from Aldi's storage sale, I believe it was, and they had the custom dice in it, because I suspect Aldi also got a set of those dice. Now I have those dice again.
Yeah.
So thanks to Aldi for that.
Yeah.
So,
it was really good.
Yeah.
And then that ended the day pretty late. So
yes.
Yeah, they sold those dice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone got special orders made from Chessex, I believe is the story. Yep.
Yeah.
It's got they had the green normal dice, the blue blessed dice and the red curse dice, all of them were custom ordered with the elder signs on it. They did a great job with that.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Now, the ones that Cheswick sold in packs or that Fantasy Flight sold in packs, those were different than the custom ones you could get.
I don't know why they didn't do. So in this new edition, they had just D6s, black D6s. I'm like,
yes.
So bad. I mean,
they could have.
Witches of Madness, they have at least the star on the 6. Like, they could have done better.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah. For sure.
So yeah, happy to have those dice.
I'm not sure Brian enjoyed it because he had.
Yeah.
So
it was not a great time for Brian, which is crazy because they love Mansions. They love Mansions of Madness. I'm like it's too luck driven.
It's too random.
It's too
so
random.
It's Mansions.
Just is very random. So I think he chose a poor character, so he didn't have a, I wouldn't say easy time of it, but
you have to roll with the weakness of your character, and he didn't.
Right. And so I get it. It's a lot. It's a big game. Jill had fun. So she's like, I'll play with you, Steph. I'm like, okay.
But that's why y'all watch this, is to find out all of these things about the games that you haven't played.
It's a big game. So, you know, if you wanted to play it from scratch, never played it, it'll take you a minute to get into it. I mean, it's not just like a set up and go. It's a lot.
Yeah, when you put this on YouTube, do you list the games that we talk about?
Nope.
You probably should.
Nope.
Yeah, that way they can go, oh, I like Arkham. I need to listen to what they say. You should do that.
I know. It's too much work.
I tried, guys.
Yeah.
All right, next we had game day yesterday.
Yeah, we did. We played, the first game we played was Your Choice. There.
What?
Jewel Box.
Yes, that's not my choice.
You put it on the table and you said play, and we did.
Well, yeah, because it was a game. I have no choice, really. I just grab one randomly.
And for the longest time, I thought it was a game about jewelry.
If this is my choice...
It's a game of bugs.
If it was my choice, I would not choose a... Yeah, that would be my choice.
Yeah, no. This was my choice, but you put it on the table, so your choice. Did not...
You say drafting.
No.
It's not drafting.
I didn't say drafting.
I thought you said drafting.
No, I want it to be drafting.
Yeah, I also wanted it to be drafting.
It's you roll a die and take the tile associated with that number. And if you roll a 6, it's your choice.
So yeah, there are 5 on offer. You roll a 1, you take the 1. You roll a 2, you take the 2. You roll a 5, you take the 5. You roll a 6, you take what you want, etc.
Yep, and you're filling a 4x4 grid of these bugs, and they all score differently based on the color.
And that's the game.
I mean, it's very basic. Did not really care for it much.
That's the rules.
Yep, and you're going to teach it later today. Good job.
Provided by Love More Games.
Yep. And then we played Pick-a-Pen Reefs. Oh, geez.
You enjoy the Pick-a-Pen series because you are the roll and write queen, I must say.
Dude, I did really enjoy this one because you're making these little networks of colors and trying to hit the different spots. So you have to... You're drafting, quote unquote, dice pens, right?
Dice pencils.
Yeah, so you roll the pencils and then you grab.
Because everyone knows that a pencil generally has these 6. It's like a hexagon, right? Well, they've incorporated it where you can roll the pencils.
I think we determined we don't love that it's a sticker. So they should.
Yeah, the stickers are sometimes off.
They should have customized it a little bit more, the pencil, to have it like engraved on the sides. I think that would have been a better.
They're saving money.
I know, and I get it. But yeah, it means some things will result in rolling a little bit more frequently. But I like what it's doing in this one. I like this actually more than Gardens.
Yeah, the purple never rolled anything other than a 4.
Yeah, I mean, it did, but it was rare. So I think that's kind of the downfall with these pencils. But you can also assign numbers. You could roll D6s and actually like assign.
You could.
For each pencil, if you really wanted to.
So you're trying to draw on this grid to connect treasure spots and coins and whatnot, and trying to be the first to get all of the types of a certain color, and that's basically it.
It's good if you like rolling
If you like rolling rice.
It's good. I
Yep.
liked it.
Provided by Amigo.
Yep. And then we played this biggie one that will don't.
The funniest part about this game, provided by Slugfest Games.
It's how I.
What game is this, Steph?
Positano.
Oh wow, you got it.
To read it.
You have to read it. All right. What game is this, Steph?
Positano.
We've heard Posiano, Positrano, Postinana. No, my favorite was Postinana. Let's play Postinana.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. But yeah, we laughed more about your pronunciation of the game. Pasta Primavera.
Yeah.
Let's play the Postinana game.
I will say I posted a picture of this on my Instagram stories, and I've gotten more comments about this game. Everybody wants to know how this game is, and for me, I really enjoyed it. For the rest of the group, not so much. So we will play it on stream, and it might go better with 2 players. You might like it more. James was like, I think the biggest fault for me was that I got 4 turns only. With 4 people,
Yes.
you get 4 turns. With 2 people, we'll get 6 turns. We'll fill up the 4x4. You know, so I think that was James's biggest complaint. But I like it. Because you're provided at the beginning of the game with cards.
That would be 8 turns.
8 turns. 8 turns.
But I'm not sure because we've never played 2-player. But we'll find out.
Gotcha. We'll figure it out. But you're provided with these cards, and you're basically bidding for your turn order for drafting for 3 different sections. You're going to get a section that provides a quadrant on the board. You'll get a section that provides the number of cubes you're going to draft for the round, and you'll get a section that will provide a house top. So you're going to get...
It's commonly called roofs.
Roofs. Roofs?
Roofs. Roofs?
Roofs. And so you're going to start building these little houses. Whatever you draft in the round is what you're going to put into the position on the map. And ultimately, you're going to want to have a big overview onto the ocean and overlook as much as you can and not overlook into the house next to you.
Yeah, you should end up looking into the window of the house in front of you,
so
blocking your beautiful beach view.
You're trying and low people in front of you.
Low people.
Low houses, little tiny houses in front of you, with your house being a huge house overlooking mansion on the coast. I like the way you're drafting these tiles. You are trying to bid accordingly and get what you want with your bid. And so it is a simultaneous bidding game, but you're bidding on 3 things at once. So if you really value the middle, you want those 5 cubes, then you put your biggest number in the middle, and you have a booster with it. You have a kicker. So you're going to assign a kicker with it. So maybe you put your biggest kicker with it. So it'll be like a 20 plus 21. It'll be a value of 41. And if you have the highest value, you'll get first pick. So not only is that 21 kicker good for the middle row, it's good for all of the rows. So you might get a better one for the top and a better one for the bottom. I think it's a very easy game, and I think we played in like 20 minutes. It was so fast.
It's a 30-minute. It's 30 minutes on the box. So yeah, it's super fast.
I get why others didn't like it. Like the scoring cards contradicted themselves, so it's not the greatest scoring conditions.
Yeah, it's like, oh, hey, you want cards in a column. Well, if you have cards in a column, you're blocking yourself generally. Mm-hmm. Maybe.
Right.
So, yeah, I
get why you don't like it.
It's also got a little bit of randomness in that, okay, I enjoy drafting games, but it's fairly easy for people to all settle into their niches on the board And then the drafting doesn't mean much. And for the things where the drafting does mean, if you miss by a little bit, then you can end up just losing the game entirely. I accidentally chose the wrong card.
So did James.
And then and James did as well. And it ultimately though, it didn't affect him because he won. But I was nowhere close. In any case, it felt like it was random what I ended up with. And if the three things you draft and all three things you draft line up, if you don't get those three things, then well, what have I done? And so that to me is a little frustrating. For example, let's say I go for a house on the top area where I'm looking out over everything, and I end up with a house on the bottom, which by zoning ordinance can only be one tall. And then the other card that I get says I can make it be super tall. Well, maybe I'm building in front of my own house and I don't want it to be tall, and now I basically just have a blown turn because I didn't get the property I wanted. So the thing I did get, it doesn't matter to me. Anyway, it's fine for what it is.
I get it. I get why. So
And that's Pasta Nonna.
we'll play it, and then you can decide if you like it.
So that was from Slugfest Games called
Positano.
Wow, you got it.
I have to think about it.
It's not as funny when you think about it.
I gotta think about it.
And then
You chose to play
I chose this one.
Moon Colony Bloodbath. This is one that I actually learned in April, and I really enjoyed it. So I was excited to play it again. And I'm like, I don't know if they'll like it, but we'll give it a go. It's pretty easy to learn, and it goes quickly.
Box time, 45 minutes, provided by Rio Grande Games.
Yeah, and I knew it was a game that Michael would enjoy.
It's fantastic.
And I was not wrong.
You were not wrong. It is a shared deck builder. I have a game design idea for a shared, it's not a shared deck builder, but that's as far as I will say. I'm sure other people have done this concept before that I'm thinking of, but it's not far off from what they do in Moon Colony Bloodbath, in which you have a bunch of people on a moon colony, and based on what comes up, accidents are going to happen. Robots almost never malfunction and kill everybody.
Almost.
And by almost never, I mean always. And someone will die in the game. It's sort of like
this.
No, it's like how you manage your destruction in Galaxy Trucker. You know you're going to get the asteroids. You know they're coming. But how well can you defend against it, and for how long? That's what you have to deal with this. And meanwhile, we're all adding cards into this shared built deck. It's great. You should play it for sure. I got 0 points because I lost. I lost every one of my people. Again, I don't need to win a game to like it. I got, if there were 4 places, I got 5th. It's great.
It's a lot of fun. I couldn't get any perks that game. And a perk is a card that only benefits you. Yes. Like, I couldn't get any of them.
I got 2. Did not help me any.
Did, but yeah.
But not quickly enough. Well, when the dust settled, all of us, we all started off with 30 people. And we like to call them 30 million, but it's really just 30. Everyone had fewer than 10 at the end of the game, including in buildings and everything.
12.
Oh, I thought you had.
And Susan had 8.
It was not as much of a slaughter.
My first game I played with 2 people, and we both lost on the same round, so we both lost. Nobody won. No winners.
No winners, only losers.
So
No, it was great. I love it.
I'm excited to try it again.
Yep. So that's another one of those bangers from July.
Yes.
And then we played another banger from July.
Play.
Oh my goodness.
The
It's so good.
Adventures.
It's so good.
And I don't know anything about the
Boom,
show.
Boom, 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 boom.
But this is an adventure game where you're working through different scenarios. Every scenario will have different objectives, goals, new characters come into play. There's even envelopes to unlock.
Yes.
So there's things to reveal as you go. So that's really fun. And maybe I'll have to watch the show.
Yes, you should. There's also supposedly
This is the way.
this is this is the way. You'll understand that when you watch this.
Because it's a big thing. It's like happening.
There's a hidden trader mechanic, and this game was created by Corey Knizia,
His superhero.
the designer of my favorite game, Battlestar Galactica, which has a hidden trader mechanic. I can't wait. I can't wait for the hidden trader mechanic.
We better play it more. So you can
we will.
So we can actually.
This is going to be I anticipate will be the next campaign game after we finish Tales of the Red Dragon Inn,
Is
which
that right?
we finished up the night with, but we're not there yet. Stacy, we're saying what you missed for the whole last week.
Yeah, this is our recap
of the week.
Of the week, and we're almost done.
No, we're almost done.
We played Paper World.
Paper World.
Legends, if you're still here, this is a Pandasaurus game. No idea.
No idea. Is it still a hidden trader if we know it's Michael?
It won't be Michael, it'll be me because I'm the red player.
Now, see, I always get blamed and I'm never the trader.
It'll be me because apparently in the show it's this one person, it's one character, and I was going to play that one character, so apparently I'm the trader.
No, it was a different one.
Oh, I thought it was. James was saying how much he hated that guy.
That one?
The one I was going to play.
I don't think that was the one he was talking. He was pointing to. So,
P.
Mando P.
Mando P.
So the reason why I have the reputation of being a hidden trader is not because I'm always the hidden trader. It's because
he's good at it.
When I am the hidden trader, I inflict such destruction. It's
ridiculous.
Whee.
Ridiculous.
And people remember it. And they remember it, so I end up getting blamed as the traitor, even though I'm rarely the traitor. Yeah. I want to be the traitor because I love it. But I'm usually not. Matter of fact, I have never been. Fun fact, I've played, maybe 10, 11, 12 games of Blood on the Clock Tower. Not once have I been on Team Evil. Not once.
What?
Never.
Not fair.
Never.
Not fair.
Oh, hi.
Hi, Time Roller. Sorry, I don't know if that sound is working. I don't know.
Toot, 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 toot. Toot, 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 toot.
I don't know why it's not working. Should be.
He's redeeming his awesome channel points. So, we were talking about Paper World from Pandasaurus. In Paper World, it is a standard, there's a standard card market with cards of numbers from 1 to 5 and 5 different colors. You are going to take all of one color or all of one number, and then they're going to go to your hand. The other thing you can do is play everything of one color or one number to your tableau. And as you play things to your tableau, you must make them from 1 to 5 in a color in a 3x3 grid. And you're trying to collect objectives along the way, trying to be the first to collect the 3 different objectives and score the most points. Woo!
It's a cute little tableau builder. I think Pandasaurus has a thing for 3x3 grids because I think all of their games have 3x3 grids.
I'm not sure. We've played 3x3s and 4x4s quite a bit recently, like Posit.
Well, they did like Pixies and Castle Combo.
Yeah.
Well, Far Away is a 2x4, but still it's like a grid of cards. I just
Positano is a 4x4. What was the other game we played that was a 4x4?
No, but that's source. I'm talking about.
No, I'm just talking about. No, I'm saying we played a lot of grid games that
just in general.
3 days.
Like it's like a thing these days.
It's a thing.
Like a commonality amongst a lot of games to have a player grid of stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and then we ended last
Your
night
favorite.
with 2 games of Tales from the Red Dragon Inn. And
we did adventures 18 and 19. I believe there are 24, 27 or so adventures. So we're at least 2/3 done, maybe more. Going into the home stretch. So you don't have to deal with it anymore. It's not that she doesn't like the game. She doesn't like her character. And
there's 5.
We all love her character.
In my fine.
But you complain.
I complain because it's 20 minutes between turns.
That's not because of the game.
I'm just saying it's a lot of downtime for whatever.
My turns do not take.
It's been quick this past night because
I'm ready.
No, because you don't have all your cool abilities like you normally. I feel like you were kind of weak sauce last night. But normally your turns are very long because they're very involved with whatever.
Burn.
You did not help the team last night.
I did. Just because you helped the team more for once.
For once.
I mean, you were like knocking them down.
Glory. No, you took my glory last week. I'm like, I'm doing this whole corner, and then you come over like, everybody dead. I'm like, I just dealt all that damage to them, and you come and take all my glory. So frustrating.
Shade. I absolutely love Tales from the Red Dragon Inn. It made my top 10 of last year, top 24 of top 2024 last year.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was in my top 10.
I don't remember.
Last year. If I did, I think it was number 7. If not, it was close. Fairly sure it might have gone up a notch or 2 because they constantly find ways to make each of the scenarios be a little bit different.
See, to me, they all feel the same, but I understand what you're saying.
They're all a little bit different. There's always monsters, but there's always some twist to it. There's doors you have to open. There's traps that come up. The monsters have different abilities. This the first game of this that we played last night, we had 4 rookie adventurers joining us, and we had to disable all the traps before we could really start. Our team, we worked together. We disabled them on the first turn. It was so awesome. It was perfect teamwork, but we never have played with those rookie adventurers before.
That's true.
That's fun. It's different. We've never had to disable all the room traps in a room at the same time before. This was different. They did a really good job of it. I mean, it's not like you're getting experience with the kill stealing, so
it's true.
It's just just their pride that was hurt.
Yeah. That's it.
So yeah, we all used our powers to the best of our abilities, and I think it's a lot of fun. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Cool.
That is our recap of the week.
Yeah, that's good.
Yep. So if you enjoyed this weekly recap and you want to see this every week, then we do this every
Sunday.
Currently every Sunday on our stream.
Yeah.
If you enjoy teaches and playthroughs and top 10s and weekly recaps, that's what we do. Just check out our YouTube channel. Just search for Board Gamer Steph. That's you. We have about 1,700 videos up. Even better, you can join us live on twitch.tv/BoardGamerSteph every Wednesday and Sunday night at 5 p.m. Central, and we stream 3 games or more every single stream. So come join us on Twitch where we play all the games.
And for those on Twitch, much. We'll be right back.
Woohoo!